Hi, my name is Ranjan Majumder. In this tutorial, I will explain some important features of CSS. These are box model, selector, and the solution of the last assignment. At first, I am opening the repository. Using CMD, I am opening the command line interface. Using code dot, I am opening the Visual Studio Code Editor. You can see the base HTML page and base CSS page. Now the first topic is box model. What is box model? Box model is basically a box that wraps around every HTML element. It consists of margins, borders, padding and the actual content. That's mean in box model you can see four property. These are margins, borders, padding and the actual content. At first I am explaining this using an example. So you can see the innermost part is the content and this is padding. So what is padding? Padding is an area between border and content. You can see this is border. So the area between border and the actual content is called padding. You can see, and this is border, and the outermost part is the margin. So what is margin? Margin clears an area outside the border. So the outermost portion is the margin. So the actual width and height of an element is basically the actual width and height of the content of that element. There is a difference between actual width and total width. Now at first I am using a div. Within this div I am writing front-end developer, and I am using another div. Here the content is Sandakufu is the highest peak of West Bengal. According to my explanation, you can see div is an element and div is also an element in this case. So div obeys the box model rule or principle. Now I am saving it and refresh the web. So we all know div is basically a block element. That is the reason you can see a line break between these two content. Now here I am setting ID basic, ID nature. In style.css I am using, what is the ID? Basic is the ID. At first I am using margin colon 10px. If I save it, you can see there is a margin in front-end developer. It will create 10px margin. Here you can see the margin colon 10px. That means it will create 10px margin around the content. Suppose in case of div, if I set width colon 200px, height colon 200px, save it and refresh it. Here I am using background color red, saving it and refresh it. You can see. So the actual width and height of the content is 200px. Remember, a front-end developer should remember it. The actual width and height is basically the width and height of the content. So here the width and height of the content is 200px and 200px. And margin is 10px. So total width of this element is 200 plus 10, 210px. And total height of this element is 200 plus 10, 200px. So look at the web page, you can see this is the content, and outside of the content there is a wrapper, and this is called margin, and margin is 10px. According to the code, you can see in CSS there is no padding. That means padding is 0 by default. So look at the picture, you can see the padding is an area between border and content. So at present I am setting border here. Border colon. I am using the shortcut form of border. Here I am using 3px. Sorry, I am using 5px. 5px solid color black. I am saving it and refresh the web page. You can see the border is 5px width. So look at the picture. This is the border. This is the content. Look at the coding. There is no padding. So that is the reason you cannot see any gap between border and the content. The padding is 0. Now I am setting padding here. I am setting padding here. I am setting 10px padding. Padding will work inside the content. That means if I save it and refresh it, you can see the front-end developer. You can see the height and width of the content has been increased. There is a gap between border and the content, horizontal and vertically. If a developer uses padding and margin, these two properties will be applicable in all sides of an element. That means 4 sides of an element. Here you can see I have used padding and margin. So padding and margin, both property are applicable on all sides of the element. That means 4 sides of the element. Now, a developer can specifically add the padding of a site. Suppose I want to add only left padding. In that case, padding left should be used. Here I am using 20px. I am saving it and refresh it. Okay, you can see there is a gap between border and content in left side. If I use padding padding top colon 30px, save it and refresh it, you can see there is a gap between border top and the content. Look at the entire example. You can see the actual width and height of the content is 200px, but total width of the content is margin 10px, 200 plus 10, 210, and padding left is 20, so 230, and total height of the content is 200 plus 10, 210, and 30, 240. So this is the example of box model. Can use these properties in box model example. That means a developer can use these properties for styling the element. Now I am showing you the all properties. Here I have discussed the padding left, padding top. A developer can use padding right 30px, padding bottom 40px. By the same way, I want to use margin property specifically. That is the reason I have erased the margin, because if a developer use margin property specifically, then simple margin property is not required in this case. Here I am using margin left 10px. That means I am creating customized margin in this example. Margin right 20px. You can see these two properties are responsible for width. Here I have used two properties, margin left and margin right, and I have set customized value in margin left and margin right. Here a developer can use margin top 20px and margin bottom 15px. That means in case of margin and padding, a developer can use customized value for all four sides. The next property is border. Here you can see I have used the shortcut or general form of border. Now I am using it. Here I am using border style dotted and border width 5px. I am saving it and refresh it. You can see this border is the dotted border. And if I want to set border color green, by default color is black. Here I am using green. I am saving it and refresh it. You can see the color is green now. So a developer can set any color for border color property. A developer can set a static value for border width property, and in case of border style, here I have set dotted. A developer can use dashed. I am using dashed border. I am saving it and refresh it. You can see this is dashed border. Suppose I am changing the color with black. I am saving it and refresh the web page. Okay, you can see there are multiple styles. These are double group. Suppose if I set groove here, save it and refresh it, you can see group is basically working as solid. I am using double border. Save it and refresh it. You can see this is double border. Here I am changing the width with 10px. Okay, now you can understand the effect of double here. Now I want to change the radius using border radius property. I am giving here 5px. If I save it and refresh it, you can see the effect here. Now you can see border radius property in all four corners of the element. I am using 25px. Saving it. Now you can see the border radius property. Look at the actual width of this element is 200px. Here I am using 100px. Save it and refresh it. You will get okay. Here I am using 100t. Save it. You will get a circle. Okay. So using border radius, a developer will get a circle. I am saving it and refresh it. This is the actual element. This is left and this one is top. So this portion. Such means a developer wants border radius in left top. So how can you solve it? Here I am using border top left radius 60px. I am saving it and refresh it. Okay. And if I do the same thing for border right bottom radius, so this is right side and this is bottom, so this corner. In that case, I am using border bottom right radius 60px. I am saving it and refresh it. Okay, you will get the same effect in border bottom right radius. Here I am using border bottom left radius. I am using 50px. Save it and refresh it. You will get the same effect here. By this way, a developer can style an element. Few minutes before I have used border property, but here look at the picture. I just want the border in right side only. So how can you do this? Here at present I am erasing this code, that means these properties. Here I have not used border anywhere. Now I am using border right colon IPX solid black semicolon. I am saving it and refresh it. So you can see, okay, border, okay, there is a mistake. Here I am erasing this border style. Now I am saving it. Okay, look at this element by using this border style double. In case of border right, I have used, this is the last code. Look at this is border style and this is the last code. It is applicable for border right only. If I refresh it, you can see the last code is visible and the previous code of the last code is also visible. Here it is showing the double border. Here I am erasing this code and saving it and refresh the web page. Now you can see double border is not visible on three sides. Now only right side border is visible. Suppose if I want to add border left colon 2px solid black semicolon, if I refresh it, you will get the left side border. This is the way a developer can use border and padding property, and using border and padding property, a developer can solve any types of problem. These two properties are very important at the time of creating web pages. So this is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please press the like button. If you have any questions or query regarding this tutorial, please comment me. If you have not subscribed my channel till now, please subscribe my channel and send this video to your friends and colleagues. Thank you.